FunGaming.com. Let's talk about these two teams. Fun Gaming versus Top Tier. Fun Gaming had their turn of entering the gauntlet against Simp. And I'm sure the 5-tank overmatch on the Himmelsdorf map was a surprise to the team that's hailing from the Eastern Bloc, hailing from Russia. Tonight, they face the enemy directly above them by 1 league point. When it comes to Fun Gaming, if they win, they rise to 3rd place. That's what's at stake for this team. If they lose, they stay in 4th place, and in 4th place, they will have to face one of the teams in the Bravo division that's in 5th place in the wild card. Let's talk about their opponents, Top Tier. Last week, Top Tier was enjoying 2nd place. They loved it. However, their matchup with C'est La Vie ended in a tiebreaker. Even though they won, they were stripped of their 2 league points. That's a tough place to be. If they win, they rise to 2nd place again, dependent upon, of course, how RBIS performs tonight. If they lose, they stay in 4th place, and we'll have to fight in the wild cards. And with that, we will welcome our 2 team leaders to the face-off as soon as they're ready. Still waiting on that connection. But you look at
here.
Are they here?
They're ready to go.
All right. Well, let's check in with them. Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. Here we go. Week number 7, Alpha Division and Rude Awakening. You look upset.
No, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Oh,
all right, good.
your webcam's frozen.
It's just because your webcam's frozen for us.
Oh, really?
It's frozen in a very unhappy state.
Oh, somebody should take a screenshot of that. All right. Fun Gaming, let's talk with you. First off, my question. A win tonight puts you in the playoffs. Are you excited about the possibility of playing at a live tournament in America?
Absolutely.
What would it mean for you as a team to compete? You've competed in LAN tournaments in Russia, but to travel to America and teach Americans how to play tanks.
Well, that's what we do.
Did you imagine that you would make it this far in the league, that you would be at this type of position?
Me, myself, no. But the other team members, they definitely have.
All right. Well, it's good to have the confidence of your other team members as well, and I'm sure you're going to be a believer.
Yeah, I have a question about the roster changes. How do you feel like your new guys are playing out?
They're doing pretty well, actually, with the roster changes. They seem to fit pretty well with our older setup.
Okay. Do you feel like you're going to be changing your play style at all to match these new players, or if they're molding anything about the team?
No.
No? Same old?
Same old, same old.
All right. Let's talk with Top Tier. I believe his webcam's unfrozen. There he is. There's a smiling Rude Awakening. A tiebreaker from C'est La Vie. Were you relieved you at least had the ability to choose to defend on the tiebreaker?
Well, we knew that they were going to be a tough team for us because we practiced with them a lot, and we've discussed a lot of things. We knew them pretty well. They knew us really well, and they prepared really well. And we were kind of arrogant with our strats, I guess. And I mean, nothing to take away from them. They played really well, and we just were a little too slow on our reaction. But we adjusted, and this week we're going to be really strong, I think.
I see the intimate knowledge of both teams there definitely played a factor. We saw that last week, but tonight's a different story with Fun Gaming. So with that, gentlemen, first off, Top Tier, do you have any words for Fun Gaming before we start?
I think it's going to be a pretty good match, and I look forward to fighting you guys.
All right, Fun Gaming, any words?
Have fun, good luck.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Best of luck. We'll see you on the battlefield.
You too.
See you.
Canadians sticking together. C'est La Vie and Top Tier. Makes sense.
A little bit, but I think they were originally mostly French-Canadian. And as I understand it, there's a little bit of tension there.
No.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I've only been to Canada twice, and I love it. Let's take a look at the rosters for both these teams. Speaking of Canadians, got the power of Valaccio, Top Tier, along with we saw Rude Awakening, but you definitely want to pay attention to Valaccio once again, see how much damage he's going to do.
Andy 63M6.
Andy 63M6. It's right in the 5100.
Precisely. On top of that, Fun Gaming, Lucky, and Snowflake. The two of them did pretty good last week. I was a little bit impressed. So I'm going to be looking out for those players, see if they can keep it up, if they can just maintain that level of performance, or if maybe that was just, you know, a random peak and they'll start to fall off from there. That's what I'm looking forward to this match from them.
All right. Well, that's for the individuals, but it's a team effort. So, Rookhill, what are Roo's rules for victory?
All right, the first rule is going to be tank picking, and that's for Fun Gaming. Top tier is going to have to be careful about bringing IS-6s too much, and Fun Gaming is going to have to be careful about picking tanks like T-69s and 1390s against IS-6s. The spaced armor on the side defeats many of the shells from those tanks as they don't actually have the best pen. T-69 is just going to have mountains of trouble. Just all sorts of trouble penning an IS-6 unless it shoots in the turret, actually. Secret, shoot the turret. But, rule number 2. I'm going to ask for top tier to continue the IS-6 meta. And if you've seen it, it's starting to bleed over into other team strategies. They need to keep it up, and they're perfecting it. I'm wondering if they're going to bring more IS-6s. Maybe that's the best solution, but I think finding a happy medium of 1 or 2 IS-6s and utilizing them to their maximum effect, but not overusing them, is very important for top tier. And third and final, map and side picking. For Ruinberg, if Fun Gaming can get the southern spawn, that is ideal for them. For top tier, if they can get the southern spawn, it is ideal for them, because they need to deny. Fun Gaming wants their best spot. Top tier definitely wants to deny it. And the battle is about to begin.
It is. A couple more seconds before we start. This series is very important because the winner guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Will not have to face wild cards.
No chance of tiebreaker?
Possible, but we have to wait to the end of the night.
Of course, anything can happen. Can't
Anything can still happen. Anything can still happen. All right, Rookhill, what do we have for tanks?
All right, you're going to be surprised by this, guys. 3 5100s, an IS-6, and a 1390, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for top tier. Fun Gaming is going to bring 2 5100s, 2 KV5s, a 1390, 2 T1 Cunningham.
Finally, some KV5s. I've not seen this tank all season. The moving wall, I like to call it.
I don't know why you say finally, because 2 KV5s is about 100% more KV5s than I think the team should bring. 1 KV5, I get it. I get it.
Well, with those tanks are moving towards the Delta Village, while the southern team, Fun Gaming, and their 5100s is heading to the village as well. 2 tanks still hugging the road, it looks like.
Well, Vallecio's found Go PvP, and he actually managed to pen. The low penetration shells from the KV5 and the IS-6 are actually going to come into play here. Vallecio actually managing to make a pen, where these KV5s are having all sorts of trouble, actually.
Explosionism falls to Predators. The 5100s were in the open grass and were able to land shots against him as Explosionism was done with his active scouting. 1390 down for top tier. Valaccio takes a hit for 314.
Oh, but the counter push is coming in. E63 has begun the engagement. Snowfail may go down.
And E63 still taking more damage from Predator. Snowfail still alive, falls to Sublime Banana.
All right, there we go. Now he will continue on. Predator will go down next to Sublime Banana. He's playing cleanup. And now the KV5s with Lucky will need to move on up. Sublime has 2 shells left. That's enough damage. 1 more shell plus that. But they may be able to take down Vallecio.
Sublime Banana takes down Lucky. KV5s are heading towards, or at least stopped, towards the Delta Village. So the last tier 8's left alive here.
Although Vallecio is moving up, he's going to have to put 2 more shells, but he's going to go down. Go PvP, moving the right way to get that last shot. Now Go PvP is moving up the hill. 1 more shell should finish him off if any of these 5100s can actually get reloaded in time.
Go PvP pushes up. Shot fired from Rude Awakening.
A T1 couldn't possibly find a KV5 anywhere.
Well, it could at least be a distraction.
Maybe track shots. Oh, in the north. Cool Hammer. He's going to have to take on some T1s. 1v2. See if he can do it.
Sublime Banana takes down Go PvP. E63M6 fires. He goes down. Stark lands a hit. Sublime Banana fires again. Will he have the last one? No, it's a bounce. It's a track shot, but finally fires into the turret. Stark goes down. Facepalm and Miss Rocky. Last tanks alive for Fun Gaming. Close to the flag cap. Very low, both on HP. Cool Hammer.
Doing an excellent job. Really handling the situation very, very well. Has taken Miss Rocky and Facepalm down to almost dead. And Cool Hammer's got a cool head. He hasn't missed very many shells. He just hasn't been clicking rapidly, depending on RNG to get the kills because of the range of his engagements. And little does he know, Facepalm's actually running away. Although it doesn't matter. Root Whipping Root's on the way. He'll be able to clean up Facepalm, and you'll see one of the tier 8s. Sublime, perhaps Backstabs, just smash Miss Rocky.
Facepalm hiding for a sec. Cool Hammer knows the direction he moved.
Oh wait, is he gonna... There's 6 minutes left. Come on. He's not gonna be able to win.
He's going to try to get up in the debris.
Oh,
Hide in
no,
that
he doesn't
section.
have time to do that. See, he's not even in the right spot for it. Now Cool Hammer's found him. Backstab's coming on it. I guess they don't want to give any damage or kills to anyone for this.
And they get the kill.
They're playing with their food.
Top tier takes battle number 1 on Ruinberg pretty decisively. KV5s, what they were trying to accomplish was maybe detract or distract top tier from staying in the fight in the Delta Village while the tier 1s try to went for the flag cap, at least to try to salvage the situation. Didn't happen.
No. That's... 2 KV5s is 100% more KV5s than you could ever need. I don't know why they brought 2. It's plenty of armor. Maybe you're trying to counter out the IS-6 by bringing some heavy armor, but Vallejo knows how to play it. There are spots that the gold shells from the IS-6 can pen a KV5. The same spots that everyone uses to pen a KV5. The huge R2-D2 unit on front, and the flat parts of the turret. It's pretty easy, and while they have plenty of hit points, the 5100s got to the high ground. They took the Delta Village. When you have the south spawn, and you bring KV5s, you're not going to be able to assault the Delta Village, because it's going to take you forever to try and get to the high ground. Your opponent, the 5100s, are able to unload completely, continue with the rest of their shells to put it into the KV5s, and then they can just run away. There's so many buildings. The KV5s can't possibly actually catch them. So I don't know what I don't know what Fun Gaming's going for with a KV5 strat and any kind of a move like that.
Kicks and giggles, surprise the opponent,
Okay.
give them a false sense of security with 1 battle win.
That's generally a really bad strategy. False sense of security doesn't
It
work
may
that well.
be just crazy enough to work, Randall. That's the
It's-
only way I can justify 2 KV5s.
I mean-
we have seen 1 KV5 in Ruinberg in the past,
And
which
that
is
was
why
just
I said
crazy enough.
finally was simply the sight of seeing a KV5 on a battlefield
Yeah.
in Season 4. This was that one tank where you can have in your back pocket for a just in case. Let's try this. But yeah, you cannot move as fast compared to almost any other tank in the game that's above tier 5.
I mean, the only thing I can think of that is...
Or the KV5.
there's 2 tanks I can think of that are slower. The TOG?
Tog has to be the slowest tank in the game.
No.
It's not? There's something slower?
There are slower
I'm
things in this
talking
world.
I'm talking fully upgraded.
Oh,
I'm not talking base.
okay.
Right.
I was going to go with a stock tank.
Oh no.
You ruined
Yeah, the first tank that you've stock tank. Why is everybody moving so fast? Yeah.
But that and the T-95. The Death Tortoise.
The T-95. Yeah, the mouse moves faster.
Oh, the mouse actually moves pretty
Pretty
decently.
good. Pretty
Yeah.
good. It's got a lot of horsepower behind it.
Mhm.
Battle number 2 will take place on Himmelsdorf between these 2 teams as top tier is up 1-0 against Fun Gaming. What do we have for tanks?
We have 3 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s, 2 T1 Cunninghams, against 3 5100s, 2 IS-3s, a medium 1, and a T1 Cunningham. Interesting choice. I really do need to ask about that choice of a medium 1. It just seems so strange.
Seated in the southern side, blue team, Fun Gaming. They cannot play defense, which in the past they have been able to if they had a 1 or 2 battle victory lead. Not the case, top tier clings to that lead. Battle number 2. And the first positions being taken from Fun Gaming, Predator and Stark hanging together in the 5100, Snowfail next to them. While the 2 IS-3s of Go PvP and Lucky are down the golf line. And they're able to get 1 hit against Velaccio so far.
Odd that he brings an IS-3. You'd think he'd bring an IS-6. You'd think.
We've seen him in an IS-3 before on this. Well, no, it was an
Yeah,
IS-6
no,
that kept him alive.
We have seen him perform pretty well in an IS-3.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
yes.
especially on Himmelsdorf.
Which makes his argument that much more valuable since he does play both the IS-3 and the IS-6. And the IS-6 has better DPM. Rude Awakening, Backstab, Sublime Banana, E63M6. Well, E63M6 is going to hang back a bit, but the other 3 tankers from top tier are heading to the top of the hill while Fun Gaming maintains their position.
Lucky fires across Explosionism. Explosion now has control of the mid. He will be able to fire first at Lucky if he pops up. Has to be careful about crossfire from elsewhere. Perhaps from Go PvP or maybe, I don't know, baseball. The medium 1 is just such a strange icon to see on the minimap. Because when you think of a medium, you don't think of a tier 1 tank. You think of a T1 Cunningham, the premier T1 in this format. I don't get it. 140 hit points? What's that going to do? Going to take on another T1 a little bit better than he takes on you? Use it as a nice hold down?
Sure. Nice shot from Bellaccio against Lucky. He was waiting for it as Explosionism hit the front of the tank for a bounce.
And he'll actually get a higher roll than Lucky got on him. I think it was Lucky, right? Or Go PvP. But now Lucky's at 1093, Valicio 1157. That should be very nice for top tier, allowing them possibly to be able to follow through with this. A little bit more damage being put out. And it looks like Fun Gaming is going to head towards the hill. 3 tanks, 3 heavy tanks towards the hill. It's Snowfail, Predator, Stark, and Rude Awakening should be able to spot them fairly soon once they come up the hill. And that could prompt top tier to make a push right down the middle. And then overmatch and go for the cap.
Another shot on Lucky for 392.
What is he doing? Where is he exposing himself so well?
Just around the corner, he was still aiming towards Vellaccio.
Yeah.
Take a look at the front of his tank where a lot of those shots penetrated.
And it looks like some tanks might be spotted. Rude Awakening. Getting very close to being able to reveal his position. I'm going to have to look at Backstaz. Looks like Backstaz is running, indicating to me that they must have been spotted. And with those 5100s falling back, they know the potential of their opponent to begin pushing straight for their cap. They need to leave, they need to regroup, and they need to find a different strategy. This one is blown. No more element of surprise.
It looked like the 3 stooges of Stark, Predator, and Snowfail as they were bumping into each other, trying to back off the hill. They maintain their position together all the way to the south as they get closer to their own fly cap. No tanks will be on the west since they're 1T1. Not Facepalm, but Dulo has been spotting next to the railroad tracks. Nothing yet really for him to indicate to his team of any tanks, but that's still important information. Not only what you do see, but what you don't see.
And we've got a little bit of a shift of position from top tier. We've got Sublime going to the west, along with E63M6. We may have a bit of a flank coming in, or maybe some T1 hunting with a little bit of backup. Sublime Banana going out on his own. Got Cool Hammer to the south of that position. May be able to find Dulo, and if he can, perhaps take him out. But now Fun Gaming's really tightening their position. They're just pulling back a lot, giving so much ground of potential control to their opponent. And I am seeing motion from Explosionism, who may be moving towards Tank Alley. A little bit of scouting here. He's going to reverse angle. I always love this. Using the IS-3 spaced armor sides to his advantage. It's a very hard shot to make on that IS-3.
Top
And
tier.
so good.
With their spread of a lot of map control, and this, you mentioned Rookkill, Fun Gaming tightening up in the
Now.
southwest.
Facepalm moves in. He's got a proxy position on Explosionism. Explosionism being very careful and actually making the perfect shot right through the doorway. You didn't know there's a little tiny doorway right here you can shoot straight through. That's a dead T1.
Snowfail takes down Cool Hammer. That's at least 2 shots were fired towards the tank, 1 landing. Go PvP missed. So Coolhammer was able to tell his team that 2 of the heavy tanks are in that position. Top tier could be more comfortable shifting where their tanks are currently located. 3 minutes, 46 seconds.
There's an interesting push. Fun Gaming going for it, taking a little damage for Predator, taking a hit from the hill. Backstas is the tank making those shots. A little spotting. Vallecio may be able to sneak a shot in. No.
Oh, nice hit from Backstas from up top. That sniper position with that hill control.
Snowfell's not going to cross. Very odd. But T1 has gotten his way over there. Dulo is in the train station. Should be able to use the stairs. Very nice. And let's see if one of the tier 8s, no, tier 8s are going to be in position to make the shot and kill the T1. Good position from Sublime. E63. Cover everything.
Dulo and Predator. Tanks furthest to the north. Waiting for the best time to go, but that time is ticking away. Them to make a move. They have the complete western front covered. Hill's in control of top tier, and they've guarded their flag cap to the north. They don't have to press, they don't have to move out, they don't have to attack. All they have to do is wait for Fun Gaming to come to them. Playing Fun Gaming's own game against them, as we saw them do against Simple Tankers, win and then wait. RBIS was able to turn the tables on Fun Gaming and do the same thing. Now Predator heading further north, past the train station, is Dulo still spotting for him, and Fun Gaming is going to fall back.
They're trying to get the T1. E63 was just blind firing right into that position that is held by Dulo. You see the little tiny holes, the doors that are open. You can fire straight through those. Actually, you can just fire straight through the doors. They used to absorb a shell, the doors did. But after one patch or another, they fixed it. And then shells just go straight through, as they should.
Got to be straight on mahogany or oak to block a tank shell.
No, not even that, Josh.
I know. It's a joke, Rookkill, lighten up.
Boo.
Can you imagine a wooden door blocking a tank shell?
No.
Me either, man. It would splinter apart, explode, punch right through it. All sorts of things. Steel door?
Well angled and thick steel door against the right shells.
Exactly. That's why you make your bunkers out of steel, not wood.
I think they're mostly concrete.
The doors. Dulo, Predator, now going towards flag cap. 43 minutes left. 43 minutes, 43 seconds left.
Ah, and there it is. Pressure. Duo Predator onto the cap. E63 is moving up. And there's actually an interesting split. We've got a 1v2 in the north. Actually, well, really a 1v1 T8 and a 1v1 potentially with the T1s. In the south, huge engagement going on. Explosionism, Vallecio trying to take on Starkfunk, and the overmatch from Fun Gaming. The Explosionism and Vallecio should not be able to finish off anyone, but Sublime Banana could save the day. And Go PvP goes down first. There are 2 IS-3s just barely alive, and how are they not dead? Mind-blowing.
Dulo escaping from the fray. 1 second left. It will be a draw.
Wow. And that could have been such an interesting fight. It would have had so much going on. You would have had a 1v1 with 2 T1s up north. You would have had a perfectly even fight in the south. And I can't think of a time when I've seen that actually work out in such a way that we could begin to think through the possibilities of what's the best answer, what's the worst answer, who did what right and wrong. With the draw. They waited too long to do all of those actions. You have to execute with enough time left in the battle. You have to try and give yourself as much time as possible. But a lot of teams, I think, are hesitant and more willing to allow for a draw than they are to allow for a loss based on just letting too much time. There's a lot of risk involved in any of those moves. Both teams were in a hugely risky position in that battle.
A lot of start and stops.
Yeah.
Coming out of Fun Gaming. Most notable one, shot coming from the hill as the 150-100 was crossing next to the courtyard. Boom, takes a shot. Oh, geez. Well, don't cross yet. We have to wait. And they just pulled back.
And well, actually, they did it twice.
Yeah.
The same 5100 who took a shell going across actually took one going across the second opening.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't take one going back, but it was twice in a row. And I'm just surprised when a player doesn't count the seconds. It's about 10 seconds that you stay lit, to give or take, depending on crew skills, depending on other stuff.
I've been in similar scenarios, not necessarily from the hillside, but I'll back up in my tank in order to get the acceleration going, to have my top speed instead of trying to get my top speed while I'm crossing.
Yeah.
It's not a good principle. Like, we'll just cross now. No, back up, get your top speed, then cross. You can move faster that way.
And even then, don't take a predictable route.
No.
Even if you aren't spotted and you just continue going forward. I know times when, it was actually one time on Himmelsdorf, when I was on top of the hill, and it was like a Tier 9 tournament or something. And I just lined up a shot against this little Lux. And it was like, that was the baby tank of the tournament. And just fired after like 20 seconds of it. And I just guessed. We were all guessing and just throwing out shots. And if you take a predictable path, someone can just count the seconds that it'll take for you to get from point A to point B where you're obviously going. And they can just take the shot and get a free hit. Maybe even a kill from it. Yeah, you have to remember that at this level of play.
Yep. Those shots are really, really cool when you get to see them. We get to see them on our end, but imagine the surprise some of those tankers have of where did that come from? It's blind fire. Real kill, we're going to jump into battle number 3, which will take place on Ensk. What do we have for tanks?
Well, looks like we've got 2 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s and IS-6, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for the side of top tier. Fun Gaming will bring 3 5100s, 2 IS-3s, that medium 1, and a T1 Cunningham.
Take a look at that medium 1 base palm. There it is. And there it is. That's not much to it. It's definitely a lot bigger, larger profile compared to T1. It's technically a medium tank.
Yeah, it's very strange. I never quite... I just don't agree, personally. I think there's probably plenty of merits to it. It's big, it's got a few more hit points. It actually kind of hits decently hard. And I think it can pen some stuff with its gold rounds that are French. Whatever. I think the T1 Cunningham is the proven tank.
Fun Gaming sending their IS-3s up the center line, while one of the Tier 8s, Stark, will be heading all the way towards the 0 line and moving north. Explosionism fires once.
Blind fire down the line before he spotted Go PvP and Lucky. Unable to get a shell loaded. He's going to start reverse angling, getting ready to take on these 2 Tier 8s. Believes he can take them. We'll see if that's true. 1 shell into Explosionism, and he does not return a connection. With that, there's an advantage for Fun Gaming. They have that whole IS-3 shell of a lead, and they can take that somewhere. That shell going right into the top of Explosionism's turret. Nothing he can do about that.
Explosionism doesn't need to fight this fight with those 2 IS-3s. Doesn't need to poke out, doesn't need to return fire. Stay in that position. You know where 2 of your enemy positions are. You don't need to fire. Big bounce.
Actually, he's juking it now. He's playing very nicely. That was really well played. He made sure to go out. They were predicting his movement. They said, Explosionism will go out to this point in order to fire at us. And guess what? He stopped just short of that. And because he did this, he's got 2 shells that have bounced on almost the same exact position, taking advantage of the timing. You ever hear about amateurs and professionals?
Mm-hmm.
Being predictable. You have amateurs are completely unpredictable, but professionals are very easy to work with and against because you know how they're going to work. They work along certain lines that are the highest efficiency. But against someone who is amateur, you have trouble. Your timings are off because you expect them to do something, to do another. And if you play into that at the highest level, you do something that doesn't make sense, or it appears not to make sense, you're going to confuse your opponent and you're going to make them mess up like that.
Explosionism fires another shot, destroys a railroad car, but does no damage to Go PvP or Lucky. He's at less than half health, and he's still poking out here and there. Against 2 IS-3s in this fortified position that no other shots can hit these IS-3s except from north or south. Top tier needs to figure out a different plan of attack instead of sending out Explosionism to absorb these hits. And one of those tier 8s, it looks like, is coming down from top tier, Backstabs.
Oh, that's an interesting move.
They lost Rude Awakening a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that T1 just getting sacked off in the east. Nothing they could do. They had a little cover, but really there's just too many houses in that section of the map.
Fun Gaming has Stark all the way to the north and Alpha 0. It's 5100.
That's going to be a great spot to cover the cab approach, especially when they start to bring Facepalm out. Of course, they've lost Logoaz. And this is interesting. We've got Coolhammer moving out of the south in his T1. He might go to the north or perhaps do some scouting along a different line. Backstabs getting ready to perhaps go with some crossfire onto tanks at the very, very south of the train tracks. Or maybe just to escort that T1 away, deciding that this is not the best option for right now, and that we can probably make an attack or at least just hold. They've got the win. And Top Tier does not want to attack on Fun Gaming, one of the better defenders in the Gold League. They've always been consistent, they always perform.
Facepalm dancing around in his medium one. Trying to spot explosions. Well, he was dancing. Now he stopped dancing once I noticed him. Stark gets hit for 310.
Must be from E63.
Yes, it was. It was from E63.
Velatio hits way harder than that. He just fired.
E63 fires again. And Facepalm moving up slightly as Stark's going to move down. 5 minutes, 14 seconds. Possible reset at the 5-minute mark. Constant pattern we see in American teams with the tanks. Not so much this season, though. It's been closer to the 3-minute or less than 2 or a minute 10, which is not enough time.
They seem to be gravitating more towards the European and Russian styles.
Yeah.
A little bit less mobile and active from time to time. Willing to, I think, just sit and find those perfect positions and wait for your opponent to make mistakes.
Go PvP and Lucky still hugging it out next to each other as Sublime. And poke out for a shot against one of these IS-3s, but does not, because they're trying to focus on Explosionism, who's taking a number of shots. But if they do fire once against Sublime Banana, Explosionism could peek out and go for another hit.
Especially
hopefully one that lands.
If they know which way the guns are pointing. Explosionism can take advantage of that. Those IS-3s are looking straight towards Sublime Banana.
Yeah, Go PvP is dancing back and forth, though, in this turret.
That's a good play, actually. Explosionism, I think he picked up on it. Yeah, he might go for it in a moment. I think they're just debating it out right now, how to execute this perfectly.
4
if
minutes.
Sublime Banana can find a good position. Can he? No, I think he's just going to make sure there's nothing coming else from elsewhere. And the T1's moving up, actually. Coolhammer. There he goes. He's going to start working on some spotting. Maybe scout those IS-3s, permalite them or something.
Facepalm still is trying to make sure that Top Tier is not going to sweep east. But if they do, they definitely be punished. The amount of tanks that are looking down the railroad tracks, taking a look at Snowfail and Predator. 2 5100s here in guard mode right now for any of the Top Tier tanks that could be moving towards their flag cap from the western side, but no dice. None of the Top Tier tanks are in that position. They're waiting next to their flag cap. They're playing for the draw, playing for the defense. They can do so since they're up 1 point.
Why is Fun Gaming letting this happen, though? They're going to increase their chances of losing or going to a tiebreaker the more they wait. I'm wondering why they're not trying to get a little bit more ground here and there. Lucky and Go PvP could have been pushing a little bit further to the north by forcing Explosionism's head down, and also by forcing Sublime Banana to take a more passive position instead of being able to cover that. And we do have a little bit of a move. One of the 5100s moving back to Alpha 0.
Predator's going to move down the railroad tracks, joining the IS-3s, but on a separate section of track. And now heading towards the lumber yard. Facepalm still scouting up there.
Oh, there's the move.
It's a good tag team with Predator. And now the IS-3s are moving closer as well. Lucky, Go PvP. Still no... Well, once I say no shots against them, Go PvP takes a hit for 359.
right underneath the train tracks. Explosionism knows exactly what to do. Sublime Banana's going to line up with him. And there shots, more of them, onto Go PvP. Takes 365 damage. One for every day
Oh,
here.
Go PvP takes a big hit from Volaccio. I really like Sublime Banana's positioning here. Notice that they were going to not fire against him, but maybe head further north. They do so. He's ready for him. Go PvP's in a really tough spot. E63M6 fires twice for the kill.
And Sublime Banana comes around as well, making it 1,064. One more shell. E63 needs to back off, understand that he's put a little bit too much out here, and he's going to get his head bit off.
Snowfield takes down Explosionism. Sublime Banana cannot miss.
Oh.
He's trying to fall back. Stark takes down E63M6. Sublime Banana's not firing yet. Fires and misses.
It's
Fires and misses.
unfortunate. He's trying to avoid the gun. Watch
Yes.
how the IS-3s are putting their guns up and around. It's actually kind of a weird gun jousting in a
He
way.
gets it. Firing at that top rack. 3 tanks alive still for Fun Gaming. The 3 damage dealers, the IS-3's Predator, so low and still reloading. It's 5,100.
Backstabs looks to be moving south. Cool Hammer playing that hiding game very, very well. Snowfail trying to hide in his 5,100. Got one tank that does know his position though. Lachio, Sublime have cut off Stark's escape. They have not found Predator though, and Predator may be able to escape with 15 seconds left in the battle.
It's not enough time for Fun Gaming to get the win. It is enough time.
There's
for
literally
them.
not enough time to shoot all of the shells required to get these kills.
No. Enough time for them to get the draw, and that will be the case. Draw number 2 in the series between Top Tier and Fun Gaming. Fun Gaming's in a even tougher position now.
Yeah.
You talked about that earlier. Why are they playing for the draws when it's harder and harder for them to have a chance at winning?
They must win the next 2. What happens if they go to a tiebreaker, by the way?
Well, if they go to a tiebreaker, then Top Tier could land themselves in 4th place even if they win the tiebreaker.
Really? And then what happens to Fun Gaming if they win the tiebreaker?
If they win the tiebreaker, Fun Gaming will, dependent upon the knockout of what's happening in the 5th place tie,
Yeah.
they could get knocked down to 5th place.
Interesting.
Because that 1 league point is a huge game changer for the
Yeah.
calculations. Again, this is speculation because this is dependent upon the actions and wins of other teams that we have in the league. So at the end of the night tonight, no matter what, we will know who's going to the playoffs. We will know who still has to play tiebreaker. No rest for the wicked. Rukel and I are going to be working the weekend, folks, and that means more World of Tanks for you guys. So make sure to tune in to find out who will be the top 8 tanks going to the playoffs. Playoffs will be happening next week on Thursday and Friday.
Mhm.
Then after that, we'll see you in Seattle.
A lot of fun.
Have you ever been to Seattle?
Nope.
Wow. It's my old stomping ground. I grew up outside of Seattle. So
What's in Seattle?
the Pacific Science Center.
I like
There's-
science. That's cool.
Different developers, and World of Tanks also has a one of their offices in Seattle as well.
Is it cool?
They do. I've never been to that one yet.
We're going to have to visit.
I know.
We're going to have to make it so.
There's the one in Chicago, in case you guys are big console gamers. You have the World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition, which the Chicago office oversees the development of that.
Remember when we played the Xbox 360 edition at E3?
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
we were wrecking people, man.
Well, I actually didn't wreck people, remember? For like the first few times. I tried to play like the Tiger 2,
Yeah.
played a Sherman, then I played an M3 Stuart. Who'd have thought? An M3 Stuart. And all I had to do was put myself back in a light tank, and I was going to have a great time.
Yep.
Got like 5-6 kills.
That was cool. I was playing at E3. I was one of the hosts there for World of Tanks, and it was a lot of fun to jump on the sticks and play it and show people, the bounce mechanics and how it works. And it is a good time, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that they built it from the ground up. Also, there's going to be at Gamescom some more announcements coming out of Wargaming. You guys definitely want to check out a lot of stuff we can't talk about yet, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy. Fun Gaming called a timeout, which
Mhm.
means they had 60 seconds that was added.
It must be over by now.
Yes, it's almost over. We have about 10 more seconds for them to choose their tanks and jump into the game. Battle will take place on Mines in battle number 4. A win for top tier in the first battle on Ruinberg. Himmelsdorf and Ensk were draws. Mines, top tier, if they play this defensive again, which might be harder in the south, it's going to be another tough engagement for Fun Gaming. Rukel, what do we have for tanks?
Well, we've got a 5100 and IS-6, T-32, two 1390s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for top tier. For Fun Gaming, we've got 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams. So Fun Gaming's got this big bully lineup, something that belongs on a frickin' city map. Top tier is bringing that same old, that T-32, that IS-6, that 5100, mobile 1390s.
IS-3s, 3 of them.
Yeah. And I'm guessing, based on, I think, past experience, that they're probably going to the hill with those, because the mobility is still there. They still have enough speed with the IS-3s that they'll just roll up an oval. They're going to use their hit points, their armor, the alpha, to just wipe someone off the map in the beginning of the engagement. 1390s Agamemnon and Backstaz, because of that. Oh, I
disconnect has been declared.
Oh my. Okay, yeah, and they're way too far away to have spotted each other.
Yep.
So we're going to have to jump back to garage, let them reset that, and then we'll see. It was cool to see the 1390s opening move, though. We saw 2 1390s, instead of heading towards the hill, they headed to the west in an attempt to possibly avoid that IS-3 overmatch, which was inevitably coming. If you see 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s, what else are they going to do? Like, what? Find an alternate strat for me.
Spray and pray.
Where?
All right. So initially, when I saw the 1390s, I thought they were going to go for the mountainside. Maybe a trick coming out of #RU.
Oh, that side?
That type of strat. That's what I thought they were going to try to do at first.
Okay.
Since they're spawning that section. So it takes a while for them to get up there. And because of the slower movement of the heavier tanks that Fun Gaming has chosen, then that would be a viable option.
Hey, Battle.
But the 1390s have that opening. I almost want to say a stigma. It's not really a stigma. It's part of the tank, where they're not going to be loaded in time until right at that area, depending on where they spawn. If they get caught off guard, or if they get overconfident with the thinking, oh, we get up here, no problem, and then the T-32s and the other tanks decide, hey, let's just chase them and go for it.
Yeah.
1390s can get cut off.
Precisely.
And that's really, really scary.
Yeah, three IS-3s, right? Firing on the move. Chances are at least one of them is going to connect.
And they can ram those 1390s.
Oh, definitely. Assuming they catch them, but just the one IS-3 shell. Yeah. 390 average damage on a tank with 1,100 hit points. A nice high roll. That's almost half of the hit points of that 1390. It takes about 3 IS-3 shells to kill a 1390, maybe 4 if you're really unlucky. But the 1390s just, they don't have a lot of hit points. They can't afford to jump onto the hill and take that fire. It used to be a meta to actually stop right at the cap, use someone to spot ahead, and there was actually an angle right at the cap. You know the hill on the southern cap where you have just this random mountain. Like right next to the sand, random mountain, your cap point. Right there you could stop in something like a T-32 or an IS-3 or 5100. Just watch right up towards the entrance to the hill. And when that would happen, spot something, it goes up, free shot every time. In the north, you didn't really have the same thing. But
the reverse of that, though, is if the IS-3s, or if the 1390s can dodge the IS-3 shells, number of them, because they could surpass the IS-3s, move to a different section, concentrate on one tank, and then move all the way around.
But they're not even loaded by the time they're up on top of the hill. They still have time, so they just have to get up there and then try and make it happen. Now, I guess we should remind everyone.
Yeah, say what it thinks again.
5100 IS-6, T-32, 2 1390s, 2 T1 Cunninghams. That is top tier. Fun Gaming will have 2 5100s, those 3 IS-3s, and 2 T1s. Now, 1390s, what is their move this time? Agamemnon has a slightly different spawn along with Backstaz, which may be altering their strategy for this opening move. Because of that, Backstaz is going to be using his exceptional jump, by the way, try and get to the hill. Now watch these IS-3s. See what they do. They fire, all of them, but guess what? No hits. Agamemnon and Backstaz are both going to be on top of the hill without taking any damage. Now Predator's going to move up, and right below the hill, Vallejo and Explosionism are still trying to get to the hill. The IS-3s are beating them in that race. And back at base, E63 is covering. He's completely out of the fight in this situation.
Oh, bounce shot off Go PvP. Now
What?
these IS-3s have the high ground, but for how long?
Backstaz and Agamemnon are just going to cede control to Fun Gaming on the hill, and they're going to back off Backstaz, being a little bit wide on that position. And they're going to be able to pull back, maybe. There's no cover, actually, from Fun Gaming. Very interesting. Now, Velatio and Explosionism are going to get control of the hill, allowing them possibly to force those IS-3s to back off and give ground. Velatio, using his exceptional gun depression explosionism, doesn't, but he might be able to make it work too. Now shots at Snowfail.
And does not connect. Snowfail. Ooh, that was really close though. Burn the ground. Snowfail's gonna hang close to the rocks. Another shot fired. It's a miss. Lucky is the only one that's taken damage so far from Fun Gaming. Top tier can hold back. Another shot towards Snowfail.
It's very interesting that a 5100 is sitting back at base while the IS-3s and other 5100 are on the top of the mid-hill. Snowfail does afford some control to the middle, cutting off the ability of Explosionism and Velatio to safely move up the hill and try and contest it. However, I'm not sure that it's that great because of his potential to be cut off himself or for an overmatch to happen on the hill, especially since Lucky has taken a solid hit and is down to 1,066 hit points.
7:30, plenty of time. Top tier to call their moms, tell them they love them.
Get some popcorn.
Get some popcorn, get some graham crackers, some chocolate, some marshmallows. Camp it out because Fun Gaming has to press against them for the win. Top tier
possible.
wants to be back in second place no matter what. And that's the type of play they're playing tonight. 7 minutes, 3 seconds left.
And
Snowfield
it looks like there's
still
some
in
tanks
second
moving around on the top of the hill.
place. Yes. Facepalm still up there.
What does it look like they're moving towards?
Nothing. They're just moving back and forth.
Facepalm's at least getting a feel for what's outside the hill.
And he's getting a feel for having a shot bounced off the front of his tank from Velatio. But Lucky and Go PvP are going back and forth together. Explosionism takes a shot from 392 rather.
Yep, right into flat side. It's my favorite spot to put that shell. I think it takes out the gunner sometimes. No, yes, it's the gunner. Take on that side. And then also potential for an ammo rack. Much like the IS-3, the IS-6's ammo rack isn't exactly the most sturdy piece of equipment. Velatio moving up in that T-32. Might be trying to get some control. Backstaz not also moving up. Cool Hammer, Rude Awakening, both looking like they want to move up, but both teams hesitant to make a real engagement happen. Velatio just trying to get free damage wherever he can.
Another shot landing into the tracks of Lucky. Him and Go PvP still dancing the dance of death back and forth. As top tier is egging on Fun Gaming to come on down.
Oh, an unlucky bounce, Velatio. You can see it bounced right off the very tip of the front of his turret. There's ever so slightly higher, and it would have been a pen right into the commander's hatch.
Another shot
Barely bounces.
into the commander's hatch and bounces. Doesn't penetrate. Fire back from Facepalm. No dice yet. Lucky takes a shot. Just continual egging on back and forth between these two teams. Another bounce.
Fire HE.
This has
Always.
to be, another bounce. This has to be the most amount of bounces I've seen on mines.
It's a very difficult angle. Let me try and see if I can help clarify how difficult it is to make this shot.
Well, they're able to land another one against Explosionism. Another bounce.
Yeah. You're looking through the grass right towards a T-32 who's barely moving above the ground, right? And he's actually going to fire HE, which, smart move, by the way.
Only does 68 damage towards Velatio.
Hey, that can knock out a commander. That can knock out a gun. That can damage your turret ring. It can damage your optics. Everything. You just have to get that one good HE shell, and then he has to burn his kit. And later, fire that again. Could be in a good place. Velatio I mean, with 4 minutes left, you could fire some HE shells before beginning the real engagement. Of course, that also could be a window for top tier to make a push, knowing that their opponents are all firing HE.
They don't need to make a push. 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Exactly.
They've spread out their tanks far enough, at least on the water side, to notice any pushes coming from Fun Gaming or any tanks that have fallen back from the Delta or Charlie section. Trying to sweep around, not going to be the case.
But these guys are, I'm starting to think, on the edge of an engagement. Vallejo is just one little move too far.
Trying to lock it in.
Yeah. Also, at the same time, Agamemnon is going to find Predator. He's going to put one shell into him. Nice connection. May cause Facepalm to move on over. Decide, hey, maybe I should shoot Agamemnon. Allow for my 5100 battle buddy to move up. And there's a shot. Agamemnon does not take the connection. He's going to be able to... He's probably... That's a smart move, back off. Good, good.
Oh, look at this, coming from Fun Gaming. A little bit of East play coming out of Predator and the two T1s. Charging through the village.
It's one way to do it. Not sure this play is appropriate right now. They're going to be giving up control of the high ground. Rude Awakening is getting plenty of spotting right now. He's going to move away in the T1. That could prompt a push from Vallejo. Yes, it will. And he's going to start fighting two IS-3s as best he can. Now, that might not work out too well. Explosion is a no.
Oh, big hit. 396.
There's the hit I was talking about. Backstas is going to have to move back, and he's going to be about 20 seconds away from this fight. Agamemnon and E63 have to live just long enough, and they should be able to take out Predator and then move their attention elsewhere.
E63M6 lines up a shot, misses against Predator. Here comes Agamemnon. They need to clean this up fast. They can't dilly-dally because in the center they could overmatch. And there he goes. The two T1s are going to try to go for the flag cap to keep E63M6 and Agamemnon engaged. Snowfail sees Coolhammer, who's going for potential reverse cap flag cap here, but he goes down to Snowfail. And the engagement is close in the center. Agamemnon takes down Logo Baz.
Now Snowfail can bring this one back. All he has to do is move up the middle. T1 though, Rude Awakening. Oh, big miss right there. If he can spot, he has spotted Snowfail. There's an indication there, and that should allow for E63 to cover his battle buddy, or at least Agamemnon. Yes, Agamemnon's going to move up. Backstas is moving around, actually.
Vallejo fires into the dirt. And Explosionism still stays alive. Agamemnon sweeping forward. Explosionism falls. Lucky takes a hit for 218. Vallejo trying to block him. Agamemnon, next one that could go down. Lucky moving past him. Agamemnon falls to Facepalm. Vallejo body blocks Facepalm. And Backstas fires a number of shots into Lucky for the kill.
There's the potential for a comeback. Snowfail is out of shells. Facepalm. Consistent fire, yes. Vallejo is a little bit more DPM. And E63 just shot Vallejo in the back of the turret.
Yep.
Team damage. Just possibly threw this one completely off. Facepalm, once he's reloaded, gets the connection. Now it is a 2v2. Backstas does not have enough shells. E63, that one shot may have just cost top tier this game.
50 seconds left. Shot fired toward E63M6 does not connect. Backstas and Dulo may have a fight of their own. Dulo trying to avoid it. Trying to avoid it, rams into the house. He knows the end is nigh.
This is like a horror movie.
And he goes down. There goes Facepalm, Snowfail. Last alive for Fun Gaming. Nice shot from far away from E63M6. Where is Backstas?
Rude Awakening.
24 seconds.
He's going to hide in the very northwest. Backstas is moving in, and he will be there shortly.
18 seconds.
But no matter what, top tier has at least salvaged this one. They've at least salvaged this as a draw. Fun Gaming. Really.
8 seconds as Backstas tries to round the corner, but Snowfail is in fifth gear, moving as fast as he can away from the danger.
And E63 has moved the wrong way.
And they're able to salvage it with one shot remaining for the draw.
There was one connection right at the end.
Man, oh man. How much damage did that team shot do?
It did about 300 something. May have to go back to that. Take a look right here. Vallejo takes one shell, and he starts to move forward, and you see that from E63 right into the back of his turret. And then, unfortunately, a bounce shell onto Facepalm. Those are two shells that could have ended the game. Changed the entire outcome. You could have had an alive T-32. you could have had an extra dead IS-3, and you would have had a victory right then and there for top tier. But you see how those little things can affect the outcome of an entire battle. And that's just little mistakes. Top tier is probably kicking themselves over that.
Yeah. Could have been a guaranteed victory. Now they have to camp one more time, have to play defensive one more time against Fun Gaming. And if there's one map that any team can camp on, well, there's one map to be afraid of, and that's Refuse to Die on. Abbey. Abbey will be the final battle in this best of 5. If a tiebreaker happens, if Fun Gaming can win, this battle will go to a tiebreaker, and that's going to further upset top tier and Fun Gaming's chances of getting a solid place in the playoffs here, because every point matters in the season. 3 is greater than 1 last time I took a math class. And that is what top tier needs right now, is 3 victory points. Same with Fun Gaming.
They could both use it. They might end up losing it if they can't get it together here. If Fun Gaming actually wins, they're going to be messing up everybody. They've already kind of messed it up for themselves. They cannot win this series. They can only do it through tiebreaker, meaning the maximum they can get is at 1 point. Top tier, if they can draw this, that's all they need. Draw this and they win. It's not the greatest. It's not the most ideal top tier win. I know top tier doesn't like drawing out battles, but it may just be the only way they can do it. We'll have to see, because Abbey is the final one. And top tier strategy, what will it be?
Well, they're going to spawn to the south. Fun Gaming will be to the...
No, I think it's
switch. No, switch. Fun Gaming will be to the south. Top tier will be to the north.
Yeah.
So at least they're not in the southwest position. That may be what Fun Gaming's telling themselves of, hey, at least they're not going to defend in that position. But north side,
almost as good.
Last time we saw Abbey was a nice eastern play coming from #RU at least, and then C'est La Vie taking way too much damage trying to chase down one tank, Young Money Cash Money. I don't think that top tier will make the same mistake. Here we go. Battle number 5 between these two teams on Abbey. Rookhill, what do we have for tanks?
We have 2 5100s of Pershing, 2 1390s, and 2 2-1 Cunninghams for top tier. Fun Gaming will bring 3 AMX 5100s, an IS-3, and a 1390, indicating to me that Fun Gaming wishes to play to the west.
And Fun Gaming will move as one, except for one light tank, Lucky, in the 1390, going down the center. Top tier favoring the center.
Interesting. Got Velatio moving on up. He might be able to find Lucky. And shot goes into dirt.
Velatio takes a hit for 391 damage.
Not liking that. I think he fired a little bit too soon, or may have fired exactly when he stopped. If you stop and then fire exactly then, your tank actually rocks forward for a moment, throwing your gun way down. And unless you have the right reticle settings, you will not be able to see that. Used to do that. Used to display perfectly. I just don't remember exactly how I used to make these reticle settings do that.
Velatio fires again towards Lucky. No dice yet. Fires again. I think it's blind fire coming from Velatio here.
Maybe we'll have to see. I think he's just throwing him out there. Looking for that position in Juliet 4-5.
Why Fun Gaming is staying in this area is beyond me.
I have no idea.
8 minutes and 34 seconds. You don't want to play. You don't want to play for the draw. You got to play for the win. If you're not able to win in the first 5 minutes, chances are you're not going to be able to win in the last 5 minutes.
I don't know. You got 5 extra minutes to try and win.
In a draw scenario.
I mean,
I understand if they want to play.
Chance.
I understand if they want to play. Hey, of course, there's a chance, but
there's always a chance.
Time shouldn't. That timing can't be the factor since you can't play for the draw now. 8 minutes, 5 seconds. Now they're moving, leapfrogging up on the west side. Predator and Go PvP. Snow fail. Stark.
All moving up. And we've got Coolhammer in a defensive cap position. Rude Awakening was in the west. Would have been able to spot that. No longer there. Now we do have some motion out of Fun Gaming. They are attempting to take position. Explosionism. Velatio moving into an... Is he going to move east or west? That's important. The way he moves. Okay. He's going to move towards Coolhammer. And from there, be able to defend the cap. They understand that Fun Gaming must attempt to win. They're going to go for the cap. They know their opponent doesn't have the best defending position. E63 and Sublime Banana, though, do have great angles on their own cap. It's a really nice, clean angle. You got plenty of cap coverage, not a lot of blind spots. And between that and the position out of Coolhammer and Valleccio, you've got almost an uncappable base. You do have a very split-up team. You just have a very uncappable base.
Shot fired from Go PvP towards Valleccio and Coolhammer. No dice yet from this position, but Valaccio's still suffering one shot to his tank from earlier. And now Fun Gaming's falling back from the northwest and crossing the water.
Okay.
Saw this from Hammer Time in Season 2.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was an interesting play. We'll see if they get discovered, though, or if anybody drowns in the attempt. Rude Awakening is getting ever closer, and if he can spot this, that could allow Top Tier to react in time. If they don't, that could mean Fun Gaming can actually get their little bit of a trick off. They're getting very close, moving up. No one from Top Tier is anywhere near where they need to be. Sublime Banana is only watching the entrance to the Abbey, which, by the way, has not been destroyed, which may fool Fun Gaming to think the Abbey is not being contested right now. If Predator goes up, he's going to take 5100 shots. Pretty much is true. Now,
Oh, Lucky
Lucky may go up.
rams into the side of Predator first. A little goodbye kiss as he does go up. Shot fired. He gets tracked.
Nice. And that is a small advantage. It also, I think they only spotted Sublime Banana. He's only lit, and then you've got Explosionism and E63M6. Between the two of them, the next tank that comes around tries to overmatch. It's going to get pretty messed up.
This is a center fight again. We saw it last time. 5 minutes, 12 seconds. Snowfell, Go PvP, and Stark. These guys have been hanging together for a long time in this series. Predator's going to poke out. Just a little bit. They're still waiting for the opening they need to push.
They're just so close to each other. And they're actually giving Top Tier plenty of time to be able to find an answer, because they have that Pershing Valleccio out of position. Rude Awakening in the T1 is just going to continue to get spots. Explosionism and E63 have remained undetected, I believe. But we just need to see an actual push out of Top Tier, and they can maybe make this happen. It's going to cost them. They're just going to have to weigh the pros and the cons of all this, and perhaps make a distraction that could work too. Maybe they need some spotting. That's Facepalm in the T1, and back at base, Lucky in the 1390. That's what it is. It's Lucky. He's out of position.
Lucky's hanging back in a defensive play.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know why he's so far back. You have to aggress in this type of scenario. Fun Gaming. Well, Lucky's going to hang back there while Facepalm and Logo Boss will be scouting ahead, finding Logo Boss.
And there's the engagement.
He's way north.
Sublime takes 379, T1 giving him a little bit of a peppering. And Predator has taken a shell.
3
Just
minutes,
because of
43 seconds.
I'm not sure if the 5100s were detected. We've got E63 in a great position. He's going to connect on Go PvP. Soul Explosionism. Now Predator moves out. He's going to take shells. They're going to be in sharing hit points as they put damage onto these auto loaders. And they recognize that they have not been able to get the advantage. Predator's taken too much. That 5100, Sublime Banana, was just holding back, waiting for the push to come in. Once that came in, yet another 5100. It's not a really strong attack. What is that? Go PvP firing through the buildings, trying to get Rude Awakening. That's what it is.
Backstabs takes down Facepalm. One of the T1s is down. Another T1 trying to go for the flag cap, it looks like, Top Tier. Predator, Snowfell, they're all spotted. Rude Awakening is in a great position right next to the building.
50-meter proxy spot. And with that, Predator's movements are known. May allow for a shell to come out of Valleccio.
Snowfell takes 2 hits to the front. Sublime Banana trades fire, returns. E63M6 tries to go for the killing blow. Can't get it. But here comes a push from Stark and Go PvP. And look at the amount of health that Stark has as he's in the front. And he still has 4 more shells left after firing 2. But there goes Snowfell. Explosionism fires and misses. Can't be missing here, Explosionism. Still plenty of time on that clock for Fun Gaming to make something happen. But look how low Predator and Go PvP are. Rude Awakening could kill Predator.
Very, very easily. Predator almost gets Explosionism. Almost makes that connection right through the building, but not quite. He's going to keep lining up on it. Go PvP turning around. Rude Awakening. T1 with the proxy still, and that's going to give enough intel to Explosionism to allow him to make a very well-informed decision. Pershing is also moving up.
Velatio pushing up, and the T-32 fires into the dirt.
Ah, Velatio.
Take your time, buddy.
Yeah.
Minute 43, Lucky and Logovas. Lucky going down to Coolhammer, could fall. Coolhammer falls to Logovas, so Explosionism takes down Go PvP. Those two tanks are going to be on the flag cap. This is not good for top tier. They're going to go for the chase.
Sublime Banana, I think, is going to turn around. Yep. Allowing for Velatio and Explosionism to try and begin the engagement up top. Velatio going to use his hull down.
You've got to go now, Velatio and Explosionism. Stark has 2 shots. You have those 2 tanks on the flag cap. Trying to figure out where Predator is. That's what they're waiting for. They don't know where Predator is.
Sublime Banana is almost there. He's going to roll up slow onto the cap with Rude Awakening. Rude Awakening approaching through a bush. Just distracting a little bit. Sublime gets the first hit, resetting the cap. And now, Logo will hide behind face. Actually, that was Lucky.
Explosionism has fallen. And Velatio lands another hit. Predator so low, Velatio's going to have to fall back. Stark is reloading. And he's going to try to body block Velatio into the side. Velatio fires on the side of Stark. And Predator is going to try to stay alive. Velatio takes down Stark. He's on the chase for Predator. Predator has 3 shots. Velatio could be loaded in time. And he gets it. Velatio closes the deal. Fun Gaming falls. Top tier takes the win. 2-0. A victory at the beginning. 3 draws and a win at the end on Abby. Velatio, T-32, no cons.
It's a Pershing.
Pershing, T-32, no cons. It was a Pershing the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said T-32 at the beginning.
No, I said Pershing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Still an American tank.
I mean, the Pershing and the T-32 are pretty similar.
Well, that would actually make sense because he's reloading a lot faster than a T-32.
No, they reload the same time if they have the 90.
Mm.
Yeah, but Pershing slides it right in there. Really nice shot to finish it off by Velatio. I mean, is anyone surprised he's able to close the deal?
No, see how much damage he did.
Yeah, it was about 1,381.
Not
Fired
bad.
24 times that battle. And 7 out of 7, everything that hit penned. That's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah.
And then for everyone else, it was Sublime Banana and E63 that did the most. They made all of their shells count. You had Sublime with 8 for 8, and you had E63. I think Sublime may have gotten one that penned but no damage, one of those right through space armor. Unfortunately, Predator was the only one doing too much damage for Fun Gaming. Everyone else felt kind of in line. Lucky, Go PvP, Stark, Snowfail. Oh, actually, remember Snowfail is Stark, PvP, and Lucky. 3 of them just breaking a little bit over 1,000. But just better played by top tier. I think it was having control of the Abbey.
Oh, it definitely was.
Yeah.
And their pockets, they would keep those 5100s in one small doorway, land a shot. They knew he was there, then he'd fall back to another position. So they would creep up thinking, okay, well, let's get him. And he's not there. They creep up closer, and they're in the most northern position in that area. They land a number of shots. Fun Gaming has to fall back. Velatio pushes up in the Pershing. He had a lot of dirt shots in this series.
Yeah.
But he maintains that pressure. They start focusing on him. He falls back. There was a lot of guerrilla tactics in the center of the city.
Yeah, it was very
urban warfare with tanks.
Yeah, except a little bit less aggressive than I've seen out of most urban warfare tank videos. Usually they're just going to roll that at each other. But these guys were very hesitant,
Yeah.
very conservative. They didn't want to overexpose themselves. They were unwilling to just do the overmatch because the unknown. There was no way to spot most of the Abbey. You could not know if there was a 5100 waiting around one corner or the other. You knew there was possibility of something being in there, but where in the room is it going to be? Is it going to be hiding in this corner or that? And that is the difference between victory and defeat. If you can tell where they are, you're going to be able to do okay because you can plan the entrance into the Abbey. If you don't, then you've got, fractional chances of being able to do that, just diminishing returns on attempting to go in.
Congratulations on Top Tier that could solidify their place in the second place of their division for the Alpha Division, dependent upon how well RBAS is able to perform against Simp tonight. That's going to be the next matchup. We're going to get ready for that match. Stay tuned. The WGLNA continues with more Tanks action.